Ladies and gentlemen, the beat goes on.
Turn it up.
What you're about to hear may cause your speakers to explode.
Grant's Rock Warehouse is keeping it real in the field.
Get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
God, I'm going to screw it up already. I know. I was trying to fix something. It's Monday night. We are live and we are back. Tonight we have a big panel. Our topic, 1997, our top 10 tracks. It's Grant's Rock Warehouse. You know what we're doing here. Get ready. We want to hear from you. Let's do it.
Grant is trying to change the world one track at a time. Grant's Rock Warehouse is keeping it real in the field.
We are live. It's Monday, December 8th, and rest in peace, John Lennon. I don't want to be so uppity, but we need to take.
And my buddy Hot Ice.
Okay, we have a lot of people that passed away today. Let's just take a moment and keep it. Normally we're upbeat here, but
let's keep it loose.
Today we have a lot of people that passed away. Was Dimebag today?
Yeah.
And he passed away in Columbus, Ohio, so I feel responsible.
Should be.
I know, I am. I feel bad. But anyway, we have a lot of people that passed away. Oh my God, we have 28 comments already here. We have 28 people watching. We will get more. I do want to welcome the panel tonight. We've got, ladies and gentlemen, look at him. Glowing like a ray of light. Johnny Metal. We've got BM Bolt. We've got look at Cretan. Look at him. Yeah, we got Cretan here. We've got Meat. We've got Eric. We've got John the Music Nut, and of course DC is here. Anyway, we are doing our 1997, our top 10 tracks, and we have so many people here. We actually had someone drop out tonight. Dave Lubin was supposed to be on this channel. His wife had an injury, so he had to drop out.
My.
But I have so many graphics here that I caused. This is funny. I have so many graphics here that StreamYard said, Grant, you can't add any more graphics. So we're totally full. Anyway, so let's see who's here in the chat. West Coast Dave, ladies and gentlemen, look at him, how he glows like a ray of sunshine. Gary Joyce.
Ooh,
If Pete Pardo was having a show here, we'd never see Gary, but he's here tonight. Marlon's here. Same with Marlon. See, we're like the poor man's Sea of Tranquility here on this channel, and I appreciate it. Anyway, D Rocker's coming in. Kick it off with Kenny Wayne Shepherd band Blue on Black. Haven't we talked about that before, though? Maybe.
Look at Marlon getting all street on us. A couple more need to drop out. This show gonna be long.
It's not gonna be long. We're gonna go 5 at a time.
Don't worry, Marlon. I won't talk long. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Anyway, this whole show is all about turning you on to stuff, and actually, it's just about us all talking music. That's all it's about. I feel everybody in the chat. It's a community. Look at Christian says this channel is. Wait a minute, that's the wrong one. I don't want to hear about Ken. This channel is awesome, said Timothy. Who cares of what Christian says?
Yeah.
Listen to Timothy's right on, baby. Tyler's here. Everybody's here. Ken White. Well, how could we do a show without Ken White? Look at him.
Couldn't do it. It's true.
Amy Shankler. Who is any? Oh, any? I read that wrong. I thought it said Amy Shanker.
It's prom date. His junior prom date.
I thought it said Amy Shanker. I gotta check the fog machine. Damn it. All right, we're getting some fog. I'll be all right. Anyway, so we're keeping it real. We're just. Tom goes, wait, this is not a plumber's meeting? No, not at all. Anyway, let's get started. We're going to go 5 at a time. I'm going to throw it over to Johnny Metal and give us his 5 picks, and then we'll throw it over to BM Bolt, and we're just going to keep going around. All right, Johnny Metal, bless your heart. Nice to see you. What's your
So
First 5 picks.
So I'm just going to say right now that the views and expressions expressed by me tonight have no reflections of anything by Grant's Rock Warehouse or any other channels or people represented here tonight, but they are only solely by me. So with that,
Okay.
being said, 1997 was not the most fun year for me.
Wait a minute. Who is this? Sid from Slogans. Should we going to get him confused with the other one?
Yeah,
I don't know what the hell's going on there. Identity crisis and all right. Anyway, go ahead, Johnny Metal. Go ahead.
Okay, so 1997. That's not exactly a banner year for me. Had a lot of personal things going on. Didn't know if I was going to make it to 1998 with the way things were going in my life at the time. But and if I had, well, I probably would be doing what this first song is on my list here. Burn It Out.
My God, let's bring the show down.
From Jugular. This is going to be a personal night for me. So this is like a little bit of a motif. So anyway, Jugulator, first album with Ripper Owens, referred to the show that John the Music Nut and myself with Jake Nutt from State Farm did, which Jake did such a glorious job on that album. But Jugulator. A bit noisy, a little tough to listen to sometimes, but Burn in Hell was a classic with its kind of electric funeral vocal line for a guitar riff and the violent imagery that goes on in that song. So again, y'all want to know more about this album? Look at the show that John and I did. Now that I just scared John off, that John, Jake, and I did.
What the hell happened to John? We might not be okay without John. I'm worried. All right.
Well, it's been a year since he and I did a show together on my channel, so it's been feeling a little sparse over there. Anyway.
Okay.
So there you go. Next song. This doesn't really have anything to do with my motif of my songs, but when you guys think of the band Loudness,
right.
Is there a song that comes to mind right away?
Rock and Roll Crazy Nights.
Right. And how many more songs do you guys know by them? Well, there you go. Because Ghetto Machine was their 12th album, and they got up to like 26 albums already.
Oh my God, they had that many albums by that time.
26 studio albums, believe it or not. Yes.
Wow.
And Ghetto Machine was their 12th one. This has Masaki from Easy O doing vocals. Basically, Akira is the only original guy left on guitar. This was a very slow, kind of sludgy, almost a riffless Pantera type of sound almost. It's kind of what it felt like. But the rest of the album doesn't really sound like that. There's a lot of good other songs that hits the album. So this is a pretty good. Yeah, I've hit all. Yeah, there you go. There's not a
Jay's
lot of,
professional. Yeah.
There's not a lot of, there's some of that material's a little shaky depending on where you go. But anyway, strong song either way. The title track, Ghetto Machine. My next one up. What would a Johnny Metal list be without a Wasp song? And KFD, of course, something. And of course, I'm going to go something from the KFD album here. This album was an album that it took me a long time to come back to because of how dark it was. My Tortured Eyes is the song I'm using here. It has this lovely little line that goes, "Kill me so my tortured eyes never see you again." And it's a very, very happy song, very dark, but would scare the pants off people if I was trying to sing it to them while they were in the car, and that was never usually a fun ride, especially when it was in that kind of mood. There again, go see the show John and I did during my Wasp Wednesday series.
Where is John?
Yeah, I think I must have scared John off with my Jugulator pick. I don't know.
Holy crap, he's never come back. Thank God you reminded me because he's not down below.
He'll be back.
Well, he'll be back. All right. But everyone pray.
Hopefully he'll be back. So my next one, this is going to refer to another series that both Grant and John and I were a part of. And these shows, we've mentioned these a lot. They usually went on about 2 to 3 hours long.
Oh my God!
There was another person that tended to take up a lot of that time, and it was just when I remember when we did this one and we did the follow-up album, and I did my thing in like 10 minutes, and I basically told my story because the song I'm going to hear from U2's Pop, and I'm going with Wake Up Dead Man. Wake Up Dead Man. I was that guy. I was up there looking to Jesus, and I'm like, okay, Jesus, I believe you. I know you're around, but where are you? I feel like you're not. I don't feel like you're paying attention. I don't feel like you're doing anything. What can you help me out down here?
Right.
I would lead on to Beautiful Day from All You That You Can't Leave Behind. And then I think I had a bunch of y'all and a bunch of them in tears. But anyway, that was just a personal cry to Jesus, I think, from Bono in a way. And then my next song was basically the Christian music's answer to this. The band Petra would do a praise album called Petra Praise 2. They do a song called We Need Jesus. Bottom line, that's what I needed. And that's what Christmas Eve 1997 brought me. And the rest of my picks, if y'all don't like them, you can put me on mute.
It's all good. This is the beautiful thing about this show is that we have a large panel. We have all types of different genres, different music from any of the years we're covering, and it's all about the music. The panelists here just to turn you on to stuff. If it's Christian, if it's metal, if it's jazz, whatever you want, this is what we're about. Anyway, John the Music Nut, ladies and gentlemen, is back.
I thought I scared you up.
I thought that maybe, Johnny Metal scared you or something.
No, my internet went out.
All right, here we go. All right, cool. Anyway, so thank you, Johnny Metal. Let's go over to BM Bolt with his next 5 picks. Again, I want to thank everybody in the chat for tuning in. We've got 47 people at the moment. I'm sure we'll go up. The weekend's been a good weekend. We had like 70 people watching the listening party. It's been good. Anyway, BM Bolt, let's go.
All right. Like I said, the last few years, this is getting hard. You know what I've noticed? Our choices are really diversifying.
That's fine. That's good.
You know, when we were younger, I think we had a lot of similar tastes, but as we're getting older, we're all kind of going our own ways in a lot of ways. I don't think my list is all that great, but it is what it is. I didn't like very many 90s bands. Grant seems to like them, but I don't.
I didn't have a problem with the 90s so much.
A lot of my tracks are kind of obscure or by older bands that are still hanging in there, and I'm just picking them because I'm used to those bands. So my first pick, this is an obscure pick. This is off the Ron Thal Hermit album. It's called I Can't Play the Blues. Anybody know
that's not it. Wait a minute. Which way are you going?
That was my number 1 pick. I Can't Play the Blues.
Oh, okay. There you go. So we're backwards with you. All right. You went.
Okay,
forget it.
It's kind of a funky rap tune for him. I mean, he's rapping, but he's a pretty decent singer. He's a very talented guy, and more than just playing music. The song is basically about him. He can't play the blues, but he can shred. So he tries playing the blues a little bit, and he can't really do it, and he just starts ripping. But there's a lot of vocals on this track, so it's not an instrumental song. So really good tune.
Oh, you wait, West Coast Dave. You don't think Gary Moore is going to make an appearance? So,
oh yeah. My next pick is Gary Moore. I don't have that.
See,
I sold the damn thing years ago. There you go.
There it is. West Coast Dave picked it.
This song is 13 and a half minutes. And it's not like a heavy guitar track. He's just playing like a real clean guitar tone throughout. And he does a long solo at the end, but it's not really about the playing as much. It's an autobiographical song. It's a real slow, emotional song about his childhood memories, lost loves, friendships, and deaths that he dealt with throughout his life. So it's a pretty touching song. It's not very typical of what you used to hear from Gary. This album was a real big change for him stylistically. Well, a lot of people didn't really get into it that much, but I liked it because I was getting kind of tired of him doing blues. You know, I wanted to hear him do something different, and he did on this album. So that's my pick. My third pick, I dig this album. A lot of people, I don't know if they do or not. It's the David Bowie. This is called Heathen, isn't it? Yeah. Earthling. I
thought that's Heathen. That's Earthling.
Earthling. But the song is "I'm Afraid of Americans." I really do like this album. It's got this techno.
You like
real 9 Inch Nails feel to it.
That is a shocker. I never thought I'd hear you say,
ladies and
you
gentlemen,
love the techno.
That's actually not a bad album either. I listened to it too. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Everyone, you can quote us. You can quote BM Bull tonight that he loves the techno. Next, he's going to be throwing out Madonna.
Gary Moore was kind of going a little techno on that album that he put out in '97, and the next album was kind of techno. This has got some really strong songs on it. I mean, I could have picked it was Earthlings on Fire. Is that what it's called? The last song, or I can't read any of this anymore.
What about Little Wonder?
Put your spectacles on, boy.
I got my glasses on. It's just such a small type. Can't really read it. But yeah, I love this album, and that song is pretty damn good. So
he loves the techno. Hilligard. Yeah, 100%.
I'm not a big techno guy, but I like that album. I think it's more of a Bowie thing for me.
Okay.
My fourth pick is going to be off the Cheap Trick Comeback album, Say Goodbye. Yes. This is
that a boy.
Lovely pop hooks to it. It's catchy. You know, it's not a heavy song. It's not like a slow ballad per se. It's just a great pop song. That's all I'm going to really say about that. I sure Grant will have some.
100%. That is my record of the year for 1997.
What's your favorite song on that album?
What's the opening track? Help me. Anytime is my favorite. I saw them play that year. They were on a flatbed truck by Billiards Plus off of 161 in Columbus. I had just got a new puppy. Oh God, this is a great story, ladies and gentlemen. We had a new puppy. We got a puppy for our dog, and he was a puppy Jack Russell Terrier. And I went to the show with my buddy Tom, and we were sitting in the car, and Tom had some kind of, well, I'm not going to go into that, but it was raining. We were sitting in the car in between the tracks, and I got a call that Carol, well, she's here downstairs. I don't want to throw her under the bus, but she slipped on the back porch and fell on the dog. They had to go to the vet ER. Yeah, it was a crisis.
I got one more.
Anyway, go ahead, Byron.
So happy holidays, everybody!
Happy holidays!
Happy holidays!
This next pick is pretty damn obscure, probably for a lot of you. I think John the Music Net will possibly know it, though.
If
he could stick around,
his internet must be.
He's gone again. So this is a guy named Chris Duarte. He's a blues guy out of Texas, and the song is called Crazy. Now, he didn't write this, and I don't know if anybody did it before him or not. I'm only familiar with his version. This is just a wonderful song. Every time I'd go see this guy live, he'd play it. Real high energy, fun song. I love it. So check that out if you ever get a chance. That'd be my fifth pick.
But I want to say, Christian, though, the dog was fine. He was okay. So it just goes to show you, I leave the house and all hell breaks loose. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, keep going, being bold.
That was my fifth pick.
That was fifth already. All right. Yeah. Well, let's switch over to.
He's an Austin, Texas guitar player. Great blues guy, but he's also big, kind of a jazz guy too. So he throws a little jazz into his playing. So definitely some guy you should check it out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to throw it over to Davey Cretan now, who's a new member on this panel for the year's series. Cretan, welcome to the show. Now, everyone, listen to Cretan's picks because it will shock you. Because when I was putting this together, I was looking at Cretan's picks going, is this Cretan's picks? Go ahead, Creedon. Take it away.
I didn't think I was next, but okay. I'll go next.
No, you're next. Then it's meat, and then it... Well, wait a minute. Was that right?
No. We're going...
Oh, shit. Oh, screw it. Eric, you're up. Bastards.
It was Eric and then across.
All right. Well, thanks for keeping track. I thought I was... Forget it. Well, you know what happened is that John the Music Nut has disappeared, and it's thrown off everything.
Yeah.
My squares are screwed up. Let's go over to...
Davey, let's move chairs real quick.
If you guys could change chairs, that would help. All right, Eric, you're up. Sorry. What's your 5 picks?
All right. My first one, I am going to go with an album called Neverland, the band Night Ranger.
Never heard of it.
And I'm rolling with the song Someday I Will is my choice. This is a great lead. Do you want to?
I can't find it. You have no idea. I've got all these. It's like I loaded up 100 of these things, and it told me I couldn't load up anymore.
Wow.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot for me to scroll through. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. This is like to me my favorite song on the record. It's a great lead vocal by Jack Blades. It's a song that kind of talks about, well, the way I interpret it, talks about the person you care or love about the most in the world, telling them that if you put them on a pedestal, hey, they'll fulfill all your expectations. But the acoustic guitar feeds really into the motion of the song. There's actually an extended version on, I think it's the 2007 live version that's really pretty solid. Overall, a good late 80s, late 90s album by these guys. So that's my first pick.
Excellent.
Next up, I'm going to go with one of my favorite bands, Rat. Off the Collage record, I'm going to go with Steel River, which this album was basically, B-sides and like different versions when they were Mickey Rat and everything. But this song's got like almost kind of like a Megadeth vibe to it. The riff, which is kind of basic, it drives the song as it basically repeats throughout the tune. But it's actually a similar sounding song when they were called Mickey Rat. There's a song called Rail Break that's very, very similar. I also thought Stephen Piercy's raspy vocals fits this type of song. So love it. I love Rat. They're one of my favorites, and I had to go with that one. So that's my next pick. And here, this pick is probably going to get me blasted into the comments.
I'm going to blast it. Go ahead.
It's off the beaten path here on the Warehouse, but
I'm ready.
Yes, I'm going with a country band.
Oh.
Come on, get it all out, the laughs, and what the hell are you doing, Eric?
We've never had this happen yet, so brace yourselves, everybody. Go ahead.
So I'm going with the band Black Hawk and a song off their third record, Love and Gravity, called Hole in My Heart. The core of the band, those three guys on the screen, were Dave Robbins on keyboards and vocals, Henry Paul on lead vocals, who used to be in the southern rock band The Outlaws, and Van Stevenson, rest in peace, singer-songwriter.
Wait a minute. The Van Stevenson?
Yeah. He died of skin cancer early 2000s.
Wait a minute. Van Stevenson was in this band?
Yeah. He's the guy in the middle.
Wow. Yeah. Van Stevenson put out some great stuff.
Yeah. I mean, he wrote songs for Crystal Gale, Kenny Rogers, Restless Heart, Dan Huff, and Giant. So that's like the crux of the band, but this song almost has a Huey Lewis in the News feel to it. Good harmony vocals, good hooky chorus. The video is funny. It's kind of like in a empty pool at a hotel. I've always been more of a southern rock guy than country. And however, the 90s had some good country bands. Clint Black, Reba McEntire was there, Little Texas, Tim McGraw was coming up. And my two favorite country has always been Alabama and Toby Keith. Black Hawk has always given me that Alabama vibe to them. So I was on a country kick in the late 90s, guys. Here,
Eric, before you go on, I wanted to say that this show has a little bit of a Huey Lewis in the News field as well.
Nothing.
Just saying, it does. It really does.
And thank you, D-Rocker. I appreciate that in the comments.
Yeah, cool.
All right, my next pick, moving right along here. This is off his second record called Trouble Is, Kenny Wayne Shepherd. And I am picking off the kickoff track, Slow Ride. He was all of 20 years old here. Kenny giving us like a Johnny Winter fast-paced blues rocker to start off a really, really good record. Noah Hunt, the vocalist, had a really soulful voice that kind of helps this song along with Kenny's blistering solo in it. Blue on Black, I think it was mentioned in the comments earlier. That was the big hit off this record. But really, top to bottom, this is a solid great blues rock record that really improved upon his debut album a couple years prior.
Blue on Black still gets a lot of airplay around in this area of Central Ohio.
Yeah. Yep. And my last, number 5 here, I am going to go. This is this guy's second record, the band Atomic Opera. I'm going with, from the album Penguin Dust, I chose the song Fever Dream. So producer Sam Taylor, who obviously did King's X and Galactic Cowboys, these guys were more in prominent in the Christian rock metal, but they were more kind of along lines of like a King's X more so than a Galactic Cowboys, but heavy riffs, on top of the good vocal harmonies.
That's a good band, a really good band. A lot
Atomic
of people
Opera, Actually, the lead singer, oh God, his name is escaping me, and I should know this.
Was it? What is the singer's name?
Kemper Crab, I know, was in the band. Johnny, are you familiar? Help me out here.
My mind's gone blank for a second.
Yeah, I think he's a pastor right now in a church. But anyhow, this is a great. Just a great sounding record, really unique sounding band. If you guys aren't familiar with them and you like King's X and you like Galactic Cowboys, check these guys out. And boy, that's bugging the hell out of me that I can't.
Is it Gern Blanston? Was that the name of the singer? Gern Blanston.
Let's see. There's a Frank Hart, Kemper Crab.
That's the guy. Frank Hart. So
Gern Blanston. I'm pretty sure it was Gern. All right, cool. Was that your 5?
That's it. Yep.
Damn, you're good, Eric. Gee, mini Christmas. All right, let's throw it over to Uncle Meat to get his thought. Wait a minute, have a private chat. Oh, no worries, John the Music Nut.
Don't worry about
You're good. You're here. That's all that matters. All right, we're going to throw it over to Uncle Meat, ladies and gentlemen, and to get his 5 picks. Meat, nice to see you on the show. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, same.
Let her rip.
Same as to see. I see all of you again, and to meet a cretin.
Did someone just step on a cat?
Dementia Cat's here.
Oh, there's a cat. There's a kitty. So
I thought maybe Cretan stepped on something.
So I'm going to try to be nice about 1997 to a point. There were, one of my favorite albums of all time is from 1997. But I will say this was a very hard thing to put together. I think my honorable mentions are Shania Twain and the Wiggles. So that should probably tell you something. In my opinion, most legacy bands put out either forgettable or dog shit albums. Most metal bands, in my opinion, put out either forgettable or dog shit albums. So you gotta go where you gotta go. So my number 10 is from an album called Songs in the Key of Springfield. And it is.
He's gone to cartoon bands, everybody.
I drank some very good beer. That I purchased with a fake ID. My name was Brian McGee. I stayed up listening to Queen when I was 17. Yes. And that's about all I got to say about that.
Meat has quite a voice.
Very inspiring.
So that's my number 10, which was, I believe 37 seconds long, down to my number 9, which is 18 minutes long, actually. Mr. Daniel Lanois, who has produced a lot of albums like Gabriel and Willie Nelson and Emmylou Harris.
U2.
And he did one for the classic Bob Dylan, which was a great album called Time Out of Mind. And the last song on the album is called Highlands, and it's 18 minutes long. And I always loved that track. I played it a lot. Of course, it was normal kind of Bob Dylan rambly, but I really liked it. And so it had to be on my list at number 9.
All right.
Number 8 is my only Canadian entry, and a band that I really don't like that much, but I always liked this song. A band called The Tea Party put out an album called Transmission, and there was a song called Temptation on that album that I really liked. And like I said, like I had to find stuff in 97. I had to find 10 of them. So that was number 8. The Tea Party.
That was the only, you know what, Meat? That was the only album by the Tea Party that came out on a major label in the United States. That's the only one.
I'm not surprised at that. No?
All right, Cretan's saying no.
No?
What, Cretan? What did I say wrong?
The previous record, Edge of Twilight, came out on Capitol.
Oh, okay.
The one with the statue on the cover, the gray statue. The broken statue, I think.
Interesting.
All right, well, we'll just keep going.
And he left.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not.
Did you boot him out for the comment?
I don't. If you say something I don't like, I just get rid of you.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah, that's how.
Okay, number 7.
There he's back.
Number 7 comes from the soundtrack of an album. The movie that this is taken from is David Lynch movie called Lost Highway. The song is The Perfect Drug by 9 Inch Nails. I'm not a huge 9 Inch Nails fan, but I've always loved this song.
Great song.
Yeah, it just very a memorable song for many reasons. And it is kind of interesting that this is from a soundtrack, and now Trent Reznor and Atticus Finch, that are both from 9 Inch Nails, are getting nominated for Oscars after doing their score composing. But more on that later. That was my 7. Number 6, this is the first repeat, and considering I'm the only Canadian here, there's a lot of reason why I'm afraid of Americans. And
we kick ass.
Wow.
From the album Earthling, it's David Bowie with I'm Afraid of Americans. I've always really liked this song, actually.
All right. Excellent.
And now, there's my first 5, everybody.
And a great video, too.
Yeah, good video. Yeah.
Well, now since I booted Cretan out, even though I'm just messing with Cretan, because I love Cretan, because look at him. God darn it. His hair looks great tonight. Where's Tia? Is she in the chat?
She's here. She should be in the chat.
Tia, make an appearance or something. Anyway, we had Meat. I think, Cretan, you're up next.
Yes. I was supposed to go after Uncle Meat.
All right. Well, thank God you're keeping track because I'm not. Anyway, Cretan, go ahead. Tia, nice to see you. All right, Cretan, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to start off with a British progressive metal band at number 10 from their third album, Extinct Instinct, Threshold with Part of the Chaos. It's an 8-minute song, and if you think Dream Theater is too widdly diddly and way too progressive with way too many notes, Threshold might be more of your bag because they're way more concise than Dream Theater. They play more for the song than for showing off their technical prowess, although they do have it. You have singer Damian Wilson back. This is their third record. He was on the first record. He's back for the third record. He came back later on. Great singer, one of the best singers in prog metal. He must have like a 4-octave range. He goes from low to high. You got great memorable riffs from guitarist Carl Groom and Richard West, the keyboard player. I have his autobiography right here.
Wow.
Called Maybe I'm a Writer. And that's Richard West, the keyboard player from Threshold. I couldn't find the album cover, but I do have some other CD covers here just to prove I'm a huge Threshold fan. And you could check out a show I did. Grant, your friend Scott Lade from the Prog Corner.
I don't know
We
who he
did a
is.
ranking of all the Threshold albums on Scott's channel earlier this year. So if you want to find out more about Threshold, check out the Prog Corner. Moving on to my number 9, I'm going to go to a Canadian singer-songwriter, Uncle Meat, from your country. Her 4th album, Sarah McLachlan. From her Surfacing album, I'm picking the big hit single, Building a Mystery. A little over 4 minutes. And she is quoted in concert as saying this is all about hiding your insecurities and putting on a facade. End quote. Sarah drops an F-bomb in this song on the LP and CD version, but it's not in...
Who was that? You know what? Anybody listen to Love Roller Coaster by the great band, the High Players? That was that scream.
That very
What was
one.
that?
Okay. I thought it was Dementia Cat.
No.
Oh, I lost
All right,
my
keep
place.
going. Sorry we interrupted.
But the edited version that they played on radio, whenever she did the song on radio or TV performances, she dropped the F-bomb. It says messed up man instead of effed up man. And the single hit number 1 in Canada, meets country there, hit number 1 on the Canadian adult contemporary charts, and in the US it hit number 1 on the AAA charts, the adult airplay charts. It hit number, where is it? Number 15 in the US on the singles charts. I've seen Sarah McLachlan live twice, and I saw her play this song live at Lilith Fair, and at some kind of cool...
So did I.
Some kind of cool festival. So that is my number 9, Sarah McLachlan. I've never seen Threshold live, unfortunately. Going to my number 8,
Wait a minute,
Grant.
Creed. We have to talk about this real quick.
What?
Keith says it's before she sold out to the ASPCA. What's your
does
thoughts
do
on
those
that, Creed?
commercials.
Just want to get your thoughts on it.
She
I mean,
loves
did she
animals.
sell-
She's protecting
Yeah.
animals. Someone had to take over for Bob Barker.
Yeah, that you talk about
Okay.
a downer in the middle of watching a movie when they hit you
Yeah.
with those ASPCA promo commercials with the dogs and cats. It's just like, shit, I love animals. I don't need this. I'll be reminded every commercial break.
Very sad
Extra Music
commercials,
said-
but she cares.
Extra Music- Evidently, there's a great Lilith Fair documentary for you, Cretin, that you could watch. You and Tia could hold hands on the couch, watch the Lilith Fair thing, and maybe cross your legs together, or maybe, I don't know.
Hey, varied taste. That's what this is all about.
Okay. See, Pete Pardo's weighing in. Sarah makes me cry every time I see that commercial.
Yeah, agreed. It gets me every time.
Gets me every time I have to turn it off. All right. Sorry, Creed, we had to interrupt you, but keep going.
Moving on to my number 8, I'm going to go to an obscure progressive rock band from Connecticut. And that band is Crucible. And this is their debut album, Tall Tales. And yes, he found the thumbnail. Awesome.
I'm a professional, Cretin.
I'm going with the last song on the record, the epic song, the longest song out of all the songs I've picked here, An Imp's Tale, over 21 minutes long, divided into 7 parts, and the singer has an amazing voice. This song fits into the realm of sword and sorcery prog, but it also has a foot in the modern era too. Divided into 7 sections, it's very reminiscent of Genesis. So if you like old school 70s Genesis with Peter Gabriel on vocals, that's what the band sounds like. All the songs are written by the keyboard player Tim Horan, Horan is his name, and he even plays flute on the record. And there's a nice flute section in this song. So if you like your neo-prog with a lot of keyboards, cool guitar riffs, there's even some song that sounds like reggae on this album. So it's a very diverse album, really good record. Crucible Tall Tales is my number 8.
All right,
Moving
Creed, real
on.
quick. Hold on. Calm down. I know you're on a damn tangent. How did you come across Crucible? Because I am new to this band. How did
That's
you? I know
easy.
you were. Now I know you were working in the industry, and by the industry I mean the business.
The
Is that
record
where you
stores.
came across? You know what I'm talking about.
No.
Did you? No. Okay. How did you come across this band? Because I'm new to this.
In 1999, the first Nearfest Northeast Art Rock Festival in Pennsylvania, and I think Pete was there too at the first Nearfest. I saw this band perform. And right after, I thought they were so great live that I went out and bought their CD from one of the vendors there. Is Pete
Okay,
chiming
cool.
in? Is he still here? But Crucible performed at the first Near
Yeah,
Fest.
he's chiming in. Pete, you struck a nerve with Pardo because he loves this stuff. Anyway,
It's a really good record. Great keyboards, great guitar, and the singer has his voice is a little reminiscent of Steve Walsh from Kansas. In fact, if you look on YouTube, there's a great cover version of them playing Closet Chronicles by Kansas, and the singer does an excellent job. So he was the heir to Steve Walsh's throne, but they only made 2 records, unfortunately.
I think Pete and Cretan need to get a room. So what I'm thinking. Foo
Moving
Fighters,
on to my
Monkey
number
Branch.
7,
All right.
I'm coming back to America. I'm going down south
All right.
to a trio. I'm going to a trio, but they're called Ben Folds 5.
Never heard
First
of them.
track on this album. This was their second album, their major label debut on Epic Records through the Sony umbrella. I'm going with, it's such a long title, One Angry Dwarf and 200 Solemn Faces. Little under 4 minutes long. This was from a platinum album. The big song everyone knows from this album is Brick, which is a great song. There are so many good songs, it was hard to pick my favorite, but I'm going to go with the first song. It's very rollicking. It's like a modern day Joe Jackson because Joe Jackson had moved on from his new wave pop rock sound, and he was doing very different sounding stuff in the late 90s. He was doing classical music. So for those fans of early Joe Jackson, Ben Folds 5 just fit us like a glove. I love all 4 of their studio records. In fact, next year in 2026, I'm going to have a special guest, and we're going to rank the Ben Folds 5 albums on Cretan Classics. But this is a great song. It's got some language in it. It was a single. It didn't chart anywhere except in Australia. It hit number 134 of all positions on the Australian charts. I'm going to go back to Prague for my last pick in this brace, number 6. This band, classic Prague band, put out 2 records in 1997. One really good record and one really poor record. That's probably one of my least favorite albums by Yes. And I'm going to Keys to Ascension 2 for the 18-minute, 39-second song Mind Drive.
I love it. That's great. I totally forgot about that album, to be honest. Last time I had
Yeah.
had one on Keys to Ascension 1, and I totally forgot about that album.
Ladies and gentlemen, Webb is here.
Hey, Webb.
Let's give it a round of applause to Webb. Webb, nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in. My God, how could we do this show without you? But here you are, late as ever. All right. This is how you're going to get, this is how you score with your wife. One Angry Dwarf is what I call my wife when she's mad.
Taxi.
Sid has a lot of couth. I'm just going to say that, ladies and gentlemen, and we will keep going. Anyway, Cretan, do you have another pick?
Well, I've discussed this pick. I have some things to say about Mind Drive, the 18-minute plus song here. Keys to Ascension 2, it's a live album and a studio record. And on disc 2, you get 5 new Yes songs. Mind Drive is the first track. It's really long. It's an epic Yes song. To me, it's the best Yes song from the past 30-plus years. You have Chris Squire on bass, John Anderson on vocals, Steve Howe on guitar, Alan White on drums, and Rick Wakeman on keyboards. And this track is awesome. It's based on, and I have an upcoming show I'm going to drop in a few days on Cretan Classics where I discuss this more. Going back to 1981 in Yes history, Chris Squire and Alan White got together with Jimmy Page. They tried to form a band after John Bonham died. But Page was a little, let's say, erratic at the time, to put it nicely. and they just didn't gel that well. They couldn't get a singer. Page tried to get Plant in. It didn't work. Plant was mourning John Bonham's death, didn't want to sing with the band, so it fell apart, but they made some instrumentals. And this song, Mind Drive, the main theme of it is based on the instrumental that had no title that Page and the dudes, the rhythm section from Yes, played.
The dudes from the rhythm section.
It's Squire and White. And it's
The
do do
dudes.
do 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 do, and each member shines in this song. Alan White, he didn't have back problems yet, so he has some great drum fills in it. But Steve Howe's guitar work in this song is amazing, and you get a lot of his acoustic work in this song. It goes through different sections and moods and motions. Really good song, Mind Drive. If you haven't heard it and you're a casual Yes fan, definitely check this song out. So that's the last of my picks.
Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen. That was Davey's picks, and we've interrupted him several times, which probably threw him into a tizzy. But he did it. Yes. You can't interrupt Cretin, or it just throws the whole show into chaos. Anyway, Cretin, excellent picks. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on tonight. Who is next?
John the Music
Nut. Oh, John the Music Nut, ladies and gentlemen. He's here. He's dressed up. He's wore his jacket. John the Music Nut, welcome to the show as always.
Thank you.
And like I said, Johnny Metal, John the Music Nut have been on this show in the Warehouse from the beginning. They have shown support, and I do appreciate it every time that Johnny Metal and John the Music Nut show up. They are the longest. They've been here from the beginning. John, go ahead. Let's hear what you got. What's your 5 picks?
All right. So it's the first time this band's ever been mentioned. I don't know if they'll ever get mentioned again. This is the shoegaze version of Prince, and the fact that he's very eclectic and he can play a shitload of instruments. And I'm talking about Anton Newcomb and his band, the Brian Jonestown Massacre. And this song is called Servo. This is their name of the band is a play on words with the Brian Jones version of the Stones. And the song Servo is actually from the documentary Dig. Now, Dig is a documentary. I could do this in 2 minutes, but then I would disappoint you. Anyway.
Don't listen to John. Do not listen to Marlon.
Well, Marlon, you're going to love my next one even more. I'll just assure you of that right now. But if you ever see the documentary Dig, it's like this about the rivalry between the Brian Jonestown Massacre and the Dandy Warhols. It's really, really cool. But this is a really cool track. Very, very catchy. Very, very lo-fi. That's my number 10, Servo by the Brian Jonestown Massacre. Number 9. Okay, now this one, it's definitely been my honorables a few times. This is the first. I don't know if it's going to hit another top 10 in the future. And I don't know if anyone's ever talked about the Rollins Band, but I'm going to be the first. And this is from the Come In and Burn album. And this song is the opening track, and it's called Shame.
God, hold on.
Shame.
All right, I'm ready. There you go.
Shame is really, really heavy. If you ever listen to Rollins Band, they're like heavy metal, kind of meets free jazz, kind of meets spoken word. They got a really cool sound to them. I mean, it doesn't sound like Black Flag, which Henry Rollins sang with for originally, but this is a wicked opener. I paused again. They have a very unique sound to them. Very, very cool song, but definitely a wonderful opening track on this album. This is my number 9, Shame from Come In and Burn. Number 8.
Excellent.
Thank you. Okay, continuing with the Cheap Trick love here. I love the 1997 album as well. And I'm going to go with the second track on the album, Hard to Tell. Very, very catchy power pop. Maybe this sound wasn't quite in vogue at this point, although a lot of bands from the 90s were giving a lot of credit to Cheap Trick for laying a foundation for their sound. But I thought this was a wonderful album and great song on here. I think Anytime was the single, but this should have been the single. This song is...
I love Anytime, John. I love it.
You can get a cold from it. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my number 8, Hard to Tell. Number 7, Okay, I'm going to go back to my Irish roots here, my quarter Irish roots, I should say. And I've mentioned this artist a few times on these top 10 lists. And this is Van Morrison. This is the title track from his album, The Healing Game. And this is a fantastic album. His 90s work is very, very good. And then after that, he was kind of going to different phases with his music. But this is very, very elegant, wonderful ballad on here. The wordplay on here is wonderful. Very, very strong track. This is my number 7, The Healing Game from Van Morrison. Number 6. Okay. Now, I've been in and out of the shows because of my internet issues. I know a lot of you have already mentioned this in the chat. I'm not sure if it's been mentioned on the show, but I love me some 1997 Radiohead, and I'm going with Paranoid Android. And this is a fantastic album. This is
fantastic.
Yeah, it's excellent. You could say they were really coming into their own on this one because The Bends is a great rock album, but here they were bringing a lot of different dimensions to their sound. And Paranoid Android is wicked. There's, it's a progressive song with a ton of hooks to it. That's the best way I can describe it. Fantastic track. It's my number 6. Paranoid
Wait a minute. Nut. Hold on. This is the way I look at it. This is the perfect blend of Radiohead when they were like a rock alternative band, and before they went totally more experimental. So you've got a good balance of experimental and catchy hooks and good songwriting, because the whole album's memorable. The sequencing's great. The songwriting's great. The production is great. It's great. Though I like Kid A-OK, but I think this was the peak for me.
It was for me too. Kid A is one that you gotta listen to many, many times in order to get it. I know some people adore that album. That's an album it took me years to really get into. But I mean, yeah, the Bends in this album they're my peak, and in Rainbows in 2007. That's a great album too.
Victory is mine because West Coast Dave agrees.
Okay, I'm done.
All right, he's done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we were thrown over to DC Tune Time. I don't know if Marlon has stayed on to see what DC has to say.
I told him to skedaddle. He ain't gonna like any of this stuff.
Marlon would be offended, so maybe Marlon left. I don't know. He seems to be holding on tonight, but we will see, because he's very questionable. All right, DC, what's your 5 picks?
All right, folks. Happy holidays. I won't be very verbose here. I'll try and get through things real quick. As always, I try and pick a Todd Rundgren pick. I've been doing these since 72 or 73. He's only missed 1 year. That's over 25 years in a row. So that speaks to his width of holding on to a career. Anyway, I picked the song Maybe I'm Better Off from the album Up Against It. And this album features songs Todd wrote for a Broadway show, Up Against It. And writing Broadway tunes is a totally different animal, folks. You're pushing a story forward. You're writing in a voice in a variety of different characters, and you're more overtly dramatic than you normally would be on most pop or rock tunes. What can't this guy do in the music industry? I could have picked 4 or 5 songs from this album, but I went with this one. Next pick is another all-time favorite. I picked Paul McCartney from Flaming Pie with Heaven on a Sunday. I mean, I could have picked Beautiful Night, which is a wonderful track, but that song gets a lot of love. So we'll throw some love, Heaven on a Sunday. Number 3, a band we've already covered here on the Warehouse in our Jellyfish Offsuit Groups series. It's the Uma Jets with Half Man, Half Wrecking Ball from the album Demolition. And Tim Smith, the bassist for Jellyfish, headed this project. A little bit of a Jellyfish tinge here, but it's just catchy, poppy, and rocking. This has been mentioned. Artist has been mentioned before by Davey. It's Ben Folds 5 from the album whatever never end. But I picked Stevens Last Night in Town. This song is so unusual. It's sweeping, it's swashbuckling, and at times it sounds like klezmer music. Interesting instrumentation and really unlike anything that I've chosen before. And it's a toe tapper. Also got some big band elements woven in.
Horn section.
Horn section. And Marlon, if you are still listening, there's a trumpet solo just for you on this one.
Marlon might have bailed because he is not making an appearance.
I told him to just head out because he ain't gonna like any of this. All right, my last one for the first round. Another group that's appeared on my list before. This time it's Supergrass. In It for the Money is the album, and the song is Tonight. Horn-driven, rave up, another toe tapper. Starts with a really crunchy guitar riff, and then here comes the horns, the vocals, and the body gyrations. So there you go. Hey, folks, notice Smallwood and Sardini in their holiday garb back there, wishing you happy holidays.
There you go. Excellent. All right, cool. Evidently, Anthony Edwards can't stand him either. Somebody, I don't know who. Who are we talking about?
Oh, Andy Edwards,
Van Morrison,
YouTuber.
Oh, excellent pick, DC. Louder. Jay's coming in and said,
I get louder.
Marlon weighing in. DC, all I can say about those picks, they were fast.
I'll take it. All
right, let's throw it over to Johnny Metal.
Right.
For his next 5 picks, and we'll keep going from there.
Well, my first 5 bored everybody to tears, then this will probably do it too.
No.
Okay, my first pick. This one is from a kind of a folky band. They mixed a little bit of praise and worship into it, but there was a lot of folk and Americana kind of sound to their music. It's a band called Caveman's Call. And this is the original album. They actually had to re-record this because for some reason the rights are tied up in some record company and they can't release it on Spotify and so forth. So they eventually re-recorded it, and this is what the cover looks like re-recorded. But anyway,
I'll be darned.
There's a song called Bus Driver. You ever have those days where you feel like you've been at a job for a long, long time and you feel like it's just a mundane part of your life? But yet there's people there that if they saw you every day, maybe seeing those people just is enough to affect their life in some way, shape, or form. So it's kind of giving some hope in a mundane feel. And in this song, this song Bus Driver is a very good example of that.
Awesome.
Anyway, so there you go. So that would be that. My next song, this is from a Christian rock duo. Husband and wife team named Christine and Scott Dente from a band that they called themselves Out of the Gray. A song called No Leaving, and this was a good poppy rock song. Nice guitar fills by Scott and a couple of other guys. This song, no matter what we try to do in our life, we can run and we can hide, but God's going to always find us. So again, if anybody's offended by me talking about God, put me on mute.
You
next
just
song,
do, John. No one's going to get offended. You do you.
Next song up is a wonderful album. Lovely guitar work. Spiritual Honesty is what I would call this song. That particular album. Next song, Southern. I've talked about these guys in 1996. Southern rock Christian band called Third Day. This would be their second album called Conspiracy Number 5. The leadoff track, Peace. You get this nice acoustic guitar kind of coming in, and you think, well, this is just going to be a nice little acoustic ballady kind of. No, all of a sudden here comes this overdriven riff that just kind of shocks you out of the. Thank you, Christian. I knew you would. I knew you and Ken are probably going to be the main two. I have a feeling, but maybe
Ken. Johnny Metal. Any King James with the great Rex Carroll.
I do not have that album, so no, I did not pick that. Sorry. Sorry, Ken. I need to go check that album out. I've been meaning to. Anyway, great song. Now, this next one, no one will have heard of this band because they were essentially a Maryland, kind of a middle Maryland band. I got to see them in concert in early 1998, and they only put one album out, but they just self-produced it. And it's a band called JLM, and the album's called Crazy Out There. And these guys kind of had a sound. You kind of, if you take a little bit of what mid 90s DC Talk was doing with maybe a little bit of Rage Against the Machine and some punk and some other odds and ends of things and mix praise and worship into it. Well, yeah, JLM would be your band. And I'm going with a song called Peace Be Still, which is a very poignant song to me. Something I long for in my life. And it just talks about a time when Jesus calms the waves from the storms, and then the crucifixion, and then how we just try to be like ourselves, and we fall on our face because I trusted myself to carry the load, but I fall on my face because I cannot walk. And all the falsehoods that I told when all you heard was mindless talk is a line from the song. And that pretty much is my life in a nutshell. So with that said, the last song on my pick here, I go back to a secular because I felt this for the longest time in my life. And sometimes I still do. Bruce Kulick on Carnival of Souls. Yeah. I Walk Alone. It's probably a top 5 Kiss song for me. I love the riffs. The lyrics still speak to me even to this day. I feel them.
All right, cool. Well, I think everybody's pretty impressed. Everybody's very supportive. Hey, that's what this show's about. We come in with all different kinds of genres, and we can just share, and everybody's all good. All right. Christian's going cool tune, John. There you go. Well put. All right, kids. That was Johnny Metal. Let's throw it over to BM Bolt and get his next 5.
I just wake it up. It's been a while.
Has it really? You've been, yeah, Go ahead. Ready, go.
Yeah, so there was a band that came out in 97, a couple of guys from UFO by the name of Mog Way. And they did an album called Edge of the World. What the hell was that even called? My brain just doesn't work.
Edge of the World.
Yes, it's right there on the screen. Yes, and the song's called Fortune Town. It's a really solid album. They did 2 albums under this band name. They were both really good. This particular album, you get Ainsley Dunbar on drums and George Bellis on guitar. He was one of these shrapnel guys. He's quite the shredder, but he really holds back on this album. It's more about the song. It's not so much about the guitar playing, but he does a really good job. So you guys should check this out. Or the was the other one something box of chocolates or something? I can't remember the second album.
Chocolate Box.
Chocolate Box. There it is. Yes, that's a solid album as well. So,
excellent.
The next pick, Grant will like my next pick. Well,
I love your next pick.
Matthew Sweet. I'm going to go Come to California off the Blue Sky on Mars album. So he's a Nebraska guy, and I never really listened to him. I mean, I'd heard Girlfriend when it came out, but I never really followed him. But I've been picking up the CDs at garage sales, and thrift stores because they're pretty common. At least this period was. And I really kind of dig this album, especially that first track, Coming to California. So I chose that. What do you think?
And that's the album that a lot of the critics beat him up on because he pretty much just recorded that by himself, and maybe he had some people helping, but everybody was expecting, Robert Quine and, they wanted the whole band and everything. And it was a little bit different. So I don't have a problem with this record. It's still a good record. So that's the wrong Sweet Marlin. So opinionated. Anyway, keep going, Byron. You're good.
All right. Since it was so hard for me to come up with 10, I'm going to cheat on my next song. This song was actually recorded in 1982, but it was remixed and somewhat redone and released in 97 on the John Sykes album Loveland. And it's called Don't Hurt Me This Way, which was actually called Please Don't Leave Me, I think, originally. And it features Phil Lynott on vocals. You've got Ryan Downey on drums. Darren Wharton, I believe, plays keyboards on it. but it's a really nice little ballad. And like I said, I had to come up with something from '97.
Ringing endorsement.
It's an album of ballads, basically, but it's pretty good. The last track on there I like as well. It's called "Don't Say Goodbye." It's like a Beatles tribute. It's a pretty decent track. I'll say my 9th pick is I changed this pick because Davey and I were talking and we had the same song off the same album. I'm not going to reveal what his song
You
was.
and Davey talk? Oh.
Yeah, we were chatting a little yesterday.
That's kind of sexy.
I think he knew I was going to pick something off this album.
Man, you two just carry on. Go ahead.
So I ended up picking off of the Marillion, The Strange Engine album, 80 Days. I also like Man of a Thousand Faces. But thank God Marillion had an album in 97, so I had to pick, because I always got to pick them, just like DC's got to pick Rundgren. I usually got to pick something by Marillion.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah.
This was a pretty upbeat, catchy song. So yeah, it's a pretty strong album. They started to kind of die off a little bit after this. They picked it up. There's a couple. I'll be picking some other stuff probably if we keep going from some other albums, but that's that pick. And then my last pick. Okay, so I really haven't picked any kind of shred stuff on this year.
And I'm surprised.
Well,
did shredding die in 96
well,
or
it's
something?
really I was just kind of starting to get out of it a little bit. You know, you can only handle so many notes, but
I don't know. You seem to always come through with tons of notes all the time. I don't know.
But I picked up quite a few things on shrapnel and whatnot in 97, but I wasn't into it as much as I used to be. But I thought I'd pick something by a guy who's a little unknown in some ways, but his name is Vitaly Kuprich. He's a Russian keyboardist, and he died just like in the last year or two. Incredible keyboard player. He was with the band Our Tension for quite a while, and he was with Trans-Siberian Orchestra, I think, the last few years of his life. He had a few solo albums. Every album, he'd have a different shredder on it. This album has Greg Howe on it, and this is a very neoclassical song with just some great trading back and forth between the guitars and the keyboards. So if you've never heard him, you might want to check out some of his stuff. Great player.
He's a monster player, yeah.
Very good.
Awesome. May he rest in peace.
That'd be my last pick. So
excellent choices, though. Marlon may differ, but that's okay. It's all right. All right. Let's throw it over to Eric and get, am I right, Eric?
Yeah.
Is next? Okay. Thanks, everybody, because my whole thing is all screwed up. Eric, you are up. What's your final five picks?
All right. So my first pick is I am going to go from the album Cryptic Writings, Megadeth, and the song Almost Honest.
That's the wrong one.
Yeah. It's okay. So the band actually recruits Dan Huff from Giant. And Dan that's why he's not really involved with Giant anymore. I'm not going to go on a Giant tangent here, but that's why Dan's not. He is, but he isn't. Anyhow. So Megadeth actually leaned more into an accessible path on this one. Obviously less thrashy, and let's be honest, the album that's on the screen and the one before it, they were already starting to lean a little bit that way, in my opinion. I've always liked the chorus on this song, and while Dave will never be confused for Ray Gillen, and let's be honest, who will? I think Dave does a really good job on this song. Enjoyable, heavy record, and quite honestly, fits right into the musical climate in 1997. So, all right, next pick. I think I mentioned these guys on the last 1996 Christian metal heavy rockers Bride, their 8th album, The Jesus Experience. I'm going with the song End. These guys have been kind of accused in their career of following musical trends and whatever is, popular at the time. And this album is kind of along that lines. It's a little grungy, a little alternative rock, but the brother, no Giant.
I wanted to pick The Worm or I Love You off this, and man, I totally.
I Love You is great. Yeah,
it escapes me.
Yeah,
but End is great too.
Yes, yeah. The brothers Thompson deliver another heavy groove song by Troy and his brother Dale's, stellar vocals. This song just out of that whole album, Johnny, it reminds me of classic Bride. But they're still going to this day, and at this stage, they are kind of considered one of the legendary hard rock metal bands in the Christian music market. So,
excellent.
All right. Next up, mention these guys for 96. The Galactic Cowboys, the Underground Giants, are back here with their album, The Horse That Bud Bought. I am going with the last track. Yes, there's actually a story from basis.
I know, but when I saw this pick and I didn't know this record, Eric, I just chuckled when I saw the graphic.
There's actually a story behind it, but
okay.
This is the last song on this album. This is probably their most alternative rock / power pop in spots record. Grant, you would love probably love the song.
Right.
And these guys are always about having fun, humorous, and yet intelligent lyrics. This song here has got those intelligent lyrics. It starts off with a little moody vocal by vocalist Ben Huggins before flowing into the verses and hitting you with that great repeating memorable chorus. It's weird. This album is often looked as one of their weakest. It was admittedly a grower for me, but I think it still holds up with all their records. I'm looking forward to their next one, hopefully by early next year. So
awesome, cool.
All right, was it number 9 here? Going with his first solo album since his departure from Van Halen, Sammy Hagar, from the album Marching to Mars, Little White Lie. Little White Lie. The kickoff track. Ironically, when this song was written, it was about his feeling, him being in the band, that he was a hired gun. Obviously, over the years, things have changed. But this is just a great upbeat rocker from him. Harmonica by the great Huey Lewis and the News. Guitar work from Slash, from Guns N' Roses. Another grower of an album for me, but, I really appreciate this one more and more as the years have gone on. I think this is a solid record by Sammy. So I had to pick this one. This is a classic song. So, all right, number 1 off their 10th record, Wake of Magellan. My favorite metal band, Savatage. I'm going with the song Morning Sun. Great lyric talking about personal growth and longing for something greater. This song starts off mellow with that acoustic guitar before cranking into a hard riff by Chris Caffery and Al Pitrelli. The jam section before that great solo is just classic Savatage. Zach Stevens sounds awesome on this thing. Again, as I said many times, this is my favorite metal band. Although I wish these dates that they've announced in 2026, I wish they would come to the States. I'm not sure if the market's there yet. We'll see. I mean, right now the closest we got is Trans-Siberian Orchestra. But for anybody who's watching in Europe, please go check out Savatage. I have never seen them. Do it for me. But anyhow, that's my last.
All right, cool, excellent. God darn, this panel is all over it. All right, I do believe Uncle Meat is next, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, Uncle Meat, you are up.
Okay, my first 5, I will admit, for me, were a little scrapey. I mean, I like them, but Right? My next 5, my top 5, are from albums that I fucking love. Oh, sorry, you're.
Oh my God, we've never said that word on this. We've never said that on this channel.
I pumpkin love these songs from these 5 albums. So, start with number 5. In my opinion, one of the greatest stoner rock albums of all time comes from a man called Fu Manchu, and the album was "The Action Is Go." And I could have picked so many things from this, but I'm going to pick Guardrail because it has a personal thing to me. I was able to play drums in a band for a few years there, and Guardrail is the only song that I've ever played on stage and where I played drums and sang at the same time. And it didn't happen often because it just makes you a shittier drummer and a shittier singer. So, it's not fun to do. So anyway, Guardrail from the Action is Go, my number 5. Number 4.
Right.
I love Bjork. She put out the album Homogenic in 1997, and I could have picked, again, pretty much every song on this album. Basically, over the years, I've just thought that this is the greatest album she's ever done. It's just full of so many different styles of music and so much going on. The song Yoga or whatever it is, just incredible. Love it so much. So number 4 is Yoga by Bjork.
Hey, Meat, what's your thoughts on Sugar Cubes?
Love them.
Love it. Me too.
I really, really like it. After I went back and realized, wow. And it's funny because I also realized, I didn't realize how that Bjork really put out an album in 1977 as a 12-year-old.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Strange stuff. She's pretty incredible. I like that Geddy Lee recently basically has called her his favorite singer, which I think is very
I'll be
neat.
darned.
So it's very cool. My number 3 has already been mentioned, and it just had to be. I was lucky enough to see the last show I ever saw at the legendary Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto was the OK Computer tour for Radiohead. And the song Paranoid Android is, to me, it's the greatest song on the album. I mean, I loved the album. I absolutely loved that concert. I basically stood in front of Johnny Greenwood for the whole show because it was a general admission show. And it's funny because a buddy of mine said, I'll never forget it. He said, the guy is like a mad scientist composer because he just did all these pedals and all the sounds. And now Johnny Greenwood again was nominated for an Oscar for One Battle for Another, or whatever that's called. So yeah, I mean, I love this album, and I was so looking forward to Kid A when it came out. And when it came out, I put it on and went, why do I want to listen to a goddamn video game? I hated it so much. I hated it so much, and I still hate it now. I will say that I know that I need to hear it again because my anger has finally like weaned down. So I need to listen to that album again. I'll just say. But anyway.
Well, like I said, I think OK Computer was the perfect. It's the perfect record between what came before and what came after, because if you listen to any of those records, Meat, they get further and further out.
Yeah,
but OK Computer is a masterpiece.
It really is. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, my number 2, another stoner rock band, and what a lot of people think is the greatest stoner rock band of all time is Caius. Now, Caius was in transition because they were getting done for there, and they released an EP, and it was called Caius, Queens of the Stone Age. So obviously it was a foreshadow of what Josh Homme was about to do. But there was a song on there called Fatso Forgotso, which it is just the perfect example of Caius aggression and John Garcia's perfect vocals in that song. It was the perfect send-off for a band that needed a perfect send-off. And I'm glad that Grant got the actual cover because that's not a very well-known album. It's probably worth a lot on vinyl now, to be honest. But that was my number 2.
All right, cool.
My number 1 is from an album that is in the top 5 albums of all time for me, and will always be in my top 5 albums of all time. And in any year, that I do these, I mention Steve Earle because I love the man so much. He's one of my favorite songwriters of all time. And The album El Corazon is what got me into not only Steve Earle, but a whole different style of music. It made me appreciate country and folk. It just changed everything for me. And I actually cheated and put the last two songs together, the last two songs in the album together, because the song, the second last track is called Here I Am. And it's just a quick, angry, fun ditty. And then it morphs into the last song on the album, which was basically Steve Earle's love letter to his best friend and favorite songwriter, Townes Van Sant, who had just died. And the song Fort Worth Blues is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. I recommend this album to anyone that likes folk and country and the stuff in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Just an amazing album. So
cool.
Yeah, 1997 wasn't too bad because it does have El Corazon in it. So there you go.
All right, excellent. Thanks, Meat. Okay, DC, are you up?
No, it's Davey.
Oh, Cretin, you're up. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Brace yourselves, because I swear to God, the things that Davey picked, I'm just surprised because it's not what I expected. Anyway, Cretin, you're up. What's your next 5?
My number 5 is going back to alternative rock, female fronted once again by 2 singer-songwriters in the band. One is Louise Post and the other is Nina Gordon. I'm talking about Veruca Salt with the song Volcano Girls, the shortest song on my list, 3 minutes and 18 seconds long. Now the title of the record, 8 Arms to Hold You. Grant, where is that from?
The Beatles' Help. That was the original working title of the film Help.
Nice. We didn't even prep that and you knew it. Excellent.
Well, I better know it.
And do you know what song is referenced, what Beatles song is referenced on the bridge of this song?
The Night Before. I don't really know.
It's from the White Album. A John Lennon song.
Why would they reference the White Album if it's... Okay.
Glass Onion.
Okay.
Because they talk about the Seether and they reveal who the Seether is because their first hit a few years prior was called Seether. But this is a great rocking, upbeat song, great guitar work, really good drumming and bass playing, produced by Bob Rock. So it sounds modern and fresh and just in your face.
Yeah,
really good video too. The girls are on bungee cords, bungee wires, jumping around. Nina Gordon wrote the song. She sings lead, plays rhythm guitar. Louise Post does all the backing vocals, the harmony vocals, great vocals, really good, powerful song. From an excellent album, too. There are a lot of good songs on this record. Straight Benjamin, but I'm going with Volcano Girls. Great, short, punchy song. And I do want to mention the rhythm section, the bass player, Steve Lack, and the drummer, who also plays guitar, Jim Shapiro. So great work all around. Moving on to an album that was mentioned by the great Byron. Marillion, This Strange Engine, I'm going with the track Estonia. It's an 8-minute song. It's powerful. It's haunting, yet surprisingly uplifting. This is from the band's 9th album, This Strange Engine. Steve Rothery has great shimmering guitar work. You get Mark Kelly doing great subtle keyboards throughout the song. However, the true star of this song is Steve Hogarth, his powerful vocals and his lyrics. And this is about moving on from losing a loved one. So I'm trying not to get emotional here. It's a very heavy song lyrically and emotionally, but it's really a stirring song and it's from the heart. Great song, Estonia. Moving on to an album a few of you hit already, but I'm going with a different song. 1997, the year of Radiohead. Okay Computer, but I'm going with No Surprises as my favorite song. 3 minutes, 49 seconds from their double platinum 3rd album. This was the final single from the record. Depending on where you live, it was either the 3rd or 4th single. To me, it's a moody mini masterpiece. You get glockenspiel on this song. And to me, that makes the song. You get the acoustic guitars, You get the electric guitars, you get the glockenspiel, and you get Tom York's wonderful vocal. Very haunting, very moody, great lyrics in the song. Another cool video where it's just Tom York's head in a helmet that's filling with water, and he's trying to sing the song before he drowns. So it's a fascinating video, and the story behind the video is great too. So if you're interested, you should read up on it. And this song hit number 47 in Australia, number 9 in Iceland, speaking of Bjork, 6 in Scotland, and number 4 in the UK. I've never seen them live, unfortunately, but great album. And my song is different from everyone else's so far, but we'll see if anyone names this song. Moving on to my number 2, I'm going back to prog metal.
Hold on, Creed. Hold on.
I'm going to mention one of Grant's favorite bands now.
Oh, okay. Well, go
Actually,
ahead.
then it's not his favorite band. It's a band he doesn't like.
Oh, I can't stand this band. Anyway, before you ruin my day, you could have chosen anything off of this record. It is a perfect record. All the tracks are fantastic. As I said, the sequencing, the production. This is my favorite record of 1997, even though I do like Flaming Pie, which is number 2. This record is phenomenal. All right, Cretan, go ahead and go ahead. I can't even believe you're going here, but go ahead.
One of my favorite bands for the past 36 years now, since I heard their debut in 1989 at Titus Oaks Records on Long Island. This is from the band's 4th studio album. The last song, 13 minutes, 5 seconds long, divided into 3 parts. Trial of Tears from Dream Theater's Falling into Infinity. This album gets a bad rap by a lot of Dream Theater fans. They say it's too poppy, it's too commercial. It's still Dream Theater, and it's the only full studio record with the great keyboard player on it, who's, Derek Sherinian. His name almost flew out of my head, although I have it in my notes here, my voluminous notes. Derek Sherinian does an amazing keyboard solo on here, and because he's such a unique player, his keyboard solo almost sounds like a guitar. You get the typical Petrucci solos. He's slightly restrained, but then he goes a little Yngwie. But the third part of the song, the last 3 minutes, The Wasteland, James LaBrie's vocals at the end of this song, some of my favorite, if not my favorite, James LaBrie vocals from his whole career with Dream Theater. Trial of Tears is a great epic song. This is a prog song. This is not a pop song. So Dream Theater is my number 2. Then moving on to my number 1, and I have the CD cover here, I'm going with the British progressive rock band IQ. Their record Subterranea. I am not going for the epic 20-minute song that ends the album. My favorite song is Failsafe, which is a 9-minute song. This is the band's 6th studio record, and it's a stellar rocking prog number. You get Mike Holmes on guitar here, who's way underrated. Great guitar player, plays for the song. He could play fast, he could play slow, but always memorable guitar lines and solos. One of my favorite keyboard players on the planet, Martin Orford, who's just a monster on the keyboards and doesn't get enough credit. He's semi-retired from the music business. It's a shame. And John Jowett on bass guitar. People should know John Jowett. He's played with, more people should know about him. He's played with so many prog bands, and he just joined The Tangent, one of Scott Lade's favorite prog bands. You get a 9-minute track here. In the last 2 minutes, there's this uplifting key change, this modulation, and the vocalist, Peter Nichols, just goes off. I love the lyrics, powerful. I love singing along with it. Easily my favorite song from 1997, Failsafe from IQ.
All right, cool. There you go. The only mention of IQ during this show. I want to applaud you, Cretan, because you have kept it a very original, and you're keeping it real in the feel. All right. Is it John the Music Nut or is it DC?
John
the Music Nut. All right, ladies and gentlemen, John the Music Nut with his final 5 picks. John, take it away.
All right, thanks. Thank you all in the comments for your support. Number 5, I believe Uncle Meat had this one already. We're going to give more Kenny Wayne Shepherd love here. And I'm going with Slow Ride. It wasn't you?
No, it was me.
Someone had
Eric,
who had
Eric.
oh,
Eric,
sorry, Eric had it.
Sorry,
which is
Eric.
my name as well, so it gets confusing.
Oh, okay. Slow Ride opening track from Trouble Is. This is a kick-ass barn burner of a
Damn,
song.
where
Yes,
is it?
this is Noah
there it
Hunt's
is.
debut with the band. Noah Hunt. I don't believe he's still there, but he was there a long time. I remember seeing him in the late 2010s singing with Kenny Wayne Shepherd. But this pretty good album. I like the debut a little bit more. But the first half of this album smokes. Slow Ride is a wonderful opener. It's an excellent opener for 1997. That's my number 5, Slow Ride. Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Number 4, I'm surprised. Well, I think the only one who gave any love to this band in the comments today was Ashley Geisler from Australia.
He loves everything.
Off of Bridges to Babylon, I'm going with Saint of Me. This was, I believe, the second single off the album. Really big on AOR, but it's got this really cool mid-tempo groove on it. I've always dug. Nice musical bridge on this one. Yeah, Bridges to Babylon's very underrated album by the Stones, in my opinion. I like this a lot more than Voodoo Lounge, which I know is a contrarian opinion, but yeah, this is a very good album by the Stones. But I'm going with Saint of Me as my number 4. My number 3 is one of the great grunge one-hit wonders, and I really mean one-hit wonder because I don't think the rest of the album's that hot. This is Days of the New, and the song's called Touch, Peel, and Stand. Now, if you never heard this song, you probably know it because the vocal goes, "Won't you touch me, I won't let you go." So,
I remember. How could we not forget that? Yeah,
it's like Glenn Danzig meets Eddie Vedder on that vocal. Catchy. This song rocks. I mean, I just love everything about it. Rest of the album, not so hot. Some of the songs are really long. But this is an excellent song from the grunge era. You still hear this one heavy on Turbo. You'll hear it on Lithium a lot. Really cool tune. Don Sirius XM, I'm saying. So that's my number 3, Days of the New, Touch, Peel, and Stand. My number 2 is a band that I've talked about pretty frequently on our top 10 shows, and I will continue to. Respect, Todd Evans, we miss you. It's Total Wet Sprocket.
Love this album, Johnny Music Nut.
Yes. Second track, I should say, from the Coil album, the first single. Come Down is the track. This song rocks, and I think this is like their rock album because they have more of a folk sound. If you go across their catalog, a little more adult contemporary as when they got back together in the last 10 years or so. But this album really, really rocks. It's very, very cool. It's like the Birds meet like a regular rock band. It's got that kind of sound, but the songs on here are excellent.
They're more like kind of like a modern, a 90s version, an updated version. I could see that, like an updated version of the Birds for the 90s. I would say, I think that would fit.
A little harder hitting.
Harder hitting, though.
Yeah, like harder hitting, whereas the earlier albums were more like the Birds, I thought.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So, but, the very, very catchy song. A lot of great ones on here, but very, very driving track. Very upbeat, too. Awesome track. Come Down by Total Wet Sprockets, my number 2.
Now, Glenn Phillips, I do believe, has put out some solo records. Have you heard any of those?
Mr. Lemons is pretty good. That was his first one.
Yeah. I haven't heard any of them. I'm just curious.
Mr. Lemons it's similar to Toad Sound. They do a cover of I Want a New Drug on it. Or he does a cover of I Want a New Drug.
Of Huey Lewis?
Yeah. And it doesn't sound anything like the original. It sounds like Glenn Phillips or Toad Wet Sprocket.
Holy crap, West Coast Dave's coming in with a hot piece of tidbits, piece of information. West Coast Dave was in a band with Glenn Phillips in middle school, ladies and gentlemen. Cool. Wow, we have West Coast Dave is what can we say? He's a celebrity.
He was writing all those. He was like the youngest guy in that band. He was like 20 years old when he was writing all these great songs. Yeah.
West Coast Dave was jamming with him hard. So
yeah, Mr. Lemons, definitely.
I'm going to check that solo. I'm going to check that out. West Coast Dave grew up in Santa Barbara. So.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Number one. I've seen this band mentioned in the comments all night. And my number one is Foo Fighters with Everlong. And
great
this
song.
song is it's not aged one iota with me. Every time I hear this, I still get into it. It's just so catchy. That chorus is fantastic on there. Chris Whitley would be in my honorables. Nothing in my top 10. Thank you, John. But oh god, I love Everlong. There's a few tracks off this album that came close, but Everlong, I think is one of the best songs in the 90s. Definitely one of the best rock songs. Very emotional.
Holy crap. Sid went to school with somebody now. He's competing with West Coast Dave. I went to school with Michael Cera. That's my claim to fame. All right, he's competing with West Coast Dave. We should put a poll out there. Who wins? Who went to school with the better classmate? But we're not going to do that.
Who went to school with Irene Cara? That's what I want to see.
Yeah, who went to school with Irene Cara here? Everlong is great.
I have rhythm now. That's right. All right.
Wolfpack says, good one from the Foos. It still holds up. 100% I agree. All right. Thank you, John. Let's throw it over to, we're almost done, kids. Throw it over to DC. He's going to razzle and dazzle us, I'm sure.
I'm going to try and beat my record of the first 5 tunes and zip on by. But Louder Than Life, I love this comment section here because, my God, I always forget one or two things at least that somebody in the comments will bring up. And it's like, how in the hell did I forget that? Number one, Enough's Enough had an album out this year. I could have picked Wheels or On My Way Back Home from that album. Econoline Crush that I even played on one of our listening parties with a song called Sparkle and Shine and also a group called the Shazam. Completely forgot about all 3 of those entities. Anyway, on to my last 5. Let's go with the Jayhawks from the album Sound of Lies with Poor Little Fish. And I have no idea what this song is about, but it has that tinge of melancholy and sadness to it. And it's country-ish, as you would expect, but it's a beautiful melody, vocals and instrumentation, and including a fiddle. Great tune. Next one, from a group that was a side project of Adam Schlesinger of Fountains of Wayne. It's the group Ivy. And this is very breezy, sophisticated 60s pop, very different from Fountains of Wayne. Female lead vocals here, but just really fine songwriting and performances all around. So if that's kind of your jam, if you do like that sort of thing, check them out. They're well worth your time. Along with this next group in a similar vein as Ivy. One of my all-time favorite groups that I bet 98% of people don't know anything about, and they're going to appear regularly from now on. They're from Nashville, and they're called Swan Dive. The song is Free from the album You're Beautiful. This group features both male and female vocals by Molly Felder and Bill DeMaine. They each take turns on songs and sometimes trade off lead vocals within a song. Breezy pop, sometimes jazzy, sometimes slightly country or lounge. And if you like that or 70s soft rock and pop, you'll love Swan Dive. They don't get any traction in the States, but they are huge in Japan, South Korea, Spain, pretty much everywhere else. And if you read Mojo magazine, Bill DeMaine does quite a few articles for that publication. And Marshall Crenshaw's recorded with them and recorded some of their songs. So very good group if you like that sort of thing.
There he is. Up there, Marshall Crenshaw. There he is.
Attaboy. This group's been on my list before. This is from my favorite album of theirs, Songs from Northern Britain, Teenage Fan Club with Ain't That Enough. Do you like the Birds? Well, this song is the second coming of that band. Beautiful vocals, wonderful songwriting and instrumentation. Look it up and listen if you don't believe me. Now,
Great
we're going
album.
to finish
Yeah.
it off with I showcased this on one of our Groups You Should Know shows.
We did,
And it's no surprise that I love them, as they are very 70s Rundgren. And it's the Glad Hands with Kill 'Em With Kindness from the album La Di Da. Catchy, riffy, with great lead guitar and great vocals of a harmonic nature. And they even do a Nas cover of Forget All About It on this album. So that's it, and good night.
All right, thank you, prog rock dude. We talked about this yesterday. You gotta get it together. It's all right. It's not like this show's going to be taken down. We're going to keep it up. You can watch it later. No worry. I'm just glad you're back. That's all that matters. Ooh, that sounds like Sydney in the bedroom. Did I say that out loud? Probably did. Anyway, Wolfpack has some honorables. Little White Lie, Sammy Hagar, Step Into My World, Hurricane #1, the new VW Bug commercial song, Pound, Winter Boy Local Band, Come Together by Spiritualized. Because Connie told me. All right, kids. Anybody else have any? Well, where are we at? 140. Does anybody have any honorables at all?
I do. Shania Twain and the Wiggles.
Is it the Woggles? Or
It's the Wiggles. Attaboy, Uncle Meat.
All right. Creighton, what do you have an honorable, you said?
Yes, I have a few. I'll just do 5. David Bowie, but because a few people mentioned I'm Afraid of Americans, I'm going to go with Little Wonder from the Earthling album. The Flower King, speaking of Prague, Stardust We Are, the title track, 25 minutes long. Grant, a Stick song, made my list from the 90s.
No way. Is that possible?
A studio song from the Return to Paradise double live album, On My Way, which is a really good song.
Yeah.
Everclear, nobody mentioned Everclear, the 90s alt-rock power trio. Title track, So Much for the Afterglow, sorry. And Fish, not the PH Fish Jam Band, but FISH or Fesh, as
Fish.
Stephen Reed would say it, formerly the lead singer of Marillion, from his album produced by Stephen Wilson from, of course, Porcupine Tree. I'm going with the first song, The Perception of Johnny Punter. Really good 8 to 9 minute prog song by Fish. Great vocals and stellar lyrics, but don't play it around sensitive people. They might freak out over the first stanza, the first verse of the song.
All right, we'll keep it away from anybody that could break out into hives or anything. Anybody that's sensitive.
I got 2 real quick.
Wait a minute. Oh, go ahead. You're good.
One that almost made my top 10, Prayer by Seven Dust, off their debut. And, Torn by Creed.
Oh, good God. Really? Did you say Creed? Oh, yeah. God. Oh, my.
I would have gone with What's This Life For? Or
maybe
One or something. But yeah. I think if I was going to throw an honorable, I have a local friend who adores Hanson. So I know she would love it if I had said Bop. But, but yeah. And this, I think one that almost made my top 10 was something that Rich Mullins was a part of before he passed away, and it was like a little rock opera based on kind of the life of Saint Francis of Assisi, called Canticles of the Plain. There was a song called "There You Are" that opens the album up, from a singer named Mitch McVicker, who was actually in the car with Rich Mullins when he was killed in the auto accident. But that's a kind of a neat little concept album. So those would be my couple little honorables to throw out there.
Awesome. Cool. Excellent. Oh, Brian, don't get me wrong. Just watch a Family Guy episode. That'll sum it up. All right, cool. Anybody else? Is that it? Anybody else have anything else? No, we're good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we went a little late. We went 10 minutes over, 13 minutes over. It's all good. We had a big panel. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong band. I'd rather listen to Creed than Nickelback. I'm getting Nickelback confused. Creed's up higher up on the food chain than Nickelback. I'm just a monkey with fiber optic cable and a fog machine. So there you go. And as long as Cretin agrees with me, we're good. All right. I want to thank tonight's panel, Johnny Metal, BM Bolt, Eric. We got two Erics here. We got Uncle Meat, we got DC, we've got John the Music Nut, and we've got Cretin here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking with us. We had good numbers tonight. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And for God's sakes, people, just keep it clean and wrap it. That's all I ask. All right, we will be back for 1998 next month. I'm not sure who will be here, but we were going to do 1998, so everyone here is welcome to come back. Please tune in, keep track. Please hit that notification bell. All right, everybody, we will see you. Keep it.
Bye, y'all.